Hey, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees.
Welcome back. It needed to be said, crew. Julius, man, we got a special guest today, dog.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he don't even need an intro within himself, dog. He is a Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
He just got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Florida boy.
Damn right.
Byron Pringle, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, dog. Thanks for joining us today. Julius, man. What's up, man?
I'm good, man. You know, we've been with this episode 8, putting in work. We're going to keep going, man, and just keep bringing in these guests to give insight. Because a lot of times people look at you guys as superhuman. Like,
right.
You know, needless to say, I personally feel like you guys are superhuman because you guys endure a lot. You got to deal with the scares of CTE, career-ending injury, and your family depend on you. So, no, hats off to you guys, Tyreek, Byron. Hats off to you guys, man. But I like the fact that we're able to bring current NFL players on here and give an insight to who that person is beyond the field, beyond the helmet, and beyond the number, what everybody sees on TVs. Or if you fortunate enough to go to a game, beyond what you see that person on the field. Like, you get an insight and a great feel of who every individual is.
Right. And that's what I think, you know, the NFL needs to start doing more, you know, giving more players, you know, the initiative to be more of themselves.
Right.
You know, because like we see in basketball all the time, you know, everyone's a star.
Right.
You know, you got Stephen Curry, you got Bron, you got guys like Giannis. You know, you see those guys all over social media. You know, but in football, you know, you barely see guys, you know, on social media. Like, it's always team.
Right.
Team. I understand that, you know, it's more of us, but understand, like, you know, a lot of guys, you know, we have dreams, we have passions outside of football. So, with that being said, man, we're going to get the show started. You know,
just start bringing them to the podcast.
There you go.
That's
Tampa boy. Florida boy.
I like it, man. That's why we got him on the show. But anyways, this show
Yes, sir.
is sponsored by Soul Runner, man. If you guys haven't got your Soul Runner gear yet, man, let it become a part of your lifestyle. It's not only a brand, but we're a family, dog. Just remember that. So if you guys want to go get your Soul Runner gear, I'm rocking it right now. Soul Runner for life. It's my lifestyle. It's right here behind me. I got some new gear coming out, new collection coming out. It's straight fire. Miami drop. So Miami Dolphin fan, any fan in the world of just me, or if you just love just the style of it, you know, the feel of it, go show your boy some love. But anyways, Pringle, we're going to get right into it with you, man.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Former Chief.
Let's do it.
Former Chief Kingdom,
Kansas
right?
City Chief. Man.
Former KC.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about that, man. How does it feel, man, being a Chicago Bear, man? How is it, dog? Like, it has to be different, you know, coming from a legendary coach, Andy Reid, and then going into this new place. Because you guys got a new head coach, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
So just tell us about that.
Man, it's a different transition coming from Kansas City. Being able to have an opportunity to go out and actually play, even though I did play in Kansas City behind Tyreek.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Cole and D-Rob and Sammy. And even when Chris Conlon was there when I was on IR. Just a great group of guys, you know what I'm saying? I learned everything that I know now from playing in Kansas City. The little things, like how to be a pro, first and foremost. But back to Chicago, it feels good, man. Being able to go out there and work with them guys and learn a new system is different from Andy Reid's system. But, you know, I'm going to get the job done.
You going to make something shake, dog.
I got to make something shake.
That's what ball players do, dog. That's what ball players do.
And I'm a worker. You know what I'm saying? I work hard. I don't believe in excuses, complaints. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out there. I'm trying to win.
That's right.
I ain't trying to look for self right now.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
You said something that was interesting. You said it's a different transition, right?
Yeah.
So we know the money was a different transition, right?
You're damn right.
The money got a little different.
Yeah.
But let's back up, man, because everyone they seen, you know, you tap free agency, and we're gonna touch on that. But who is Byron Pringle? Like, where do you come from? We know you from Tampa. Like, let's start all the way down to childhood. Like, who were you as a kid? Like, your upbringing. What was that like?
Byron Pringle out of Tampa, Florida. I was raised by my aunt. My mama was in prison. She had me, then she had went to prison a few months later, but she lost custody of me, like when she had me. And she was fighting the case, and she ended up doing 6 years, and she ended up having my sister while she was in prison, my baby sister. But my aunt ended up raising.
Time out. She had you. You how old?
28.
What she had you? She went to prison when you were how old? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was born. She was still fighting the case.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she was out on bond.
Okay.
And then she went to prison after, like, a few months later.
So she went to prison pregnant again. This wasn't a situation where she was in prison and mysteriously got pregnant. Just making sure. Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Just making sure we clear. We know how some of them guards be wilding at these prisons.
You never know.
Yeah, just making sure.
If she did, she did. You know
Boy,
what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro.
But I keep it real, man. She know I love her.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
real.
saying? But
That's real.
At the same time, yes, she ended up having my little sister, and my little sister, she a year younger than me, but my aunt raised me since I was 17 days old. I was raised with my aunt kids, two daughters, 4 boys, and it's me. I was the baby in the house. But my biological mama, she had 3 boys, two daughters. But so all of my brothers and sisters to me,
Right.
even though we weren't raised together. And raised in Tampa, Florida. My mom got out when I was probably like 6, and she just back and forth in and out of the system. You know what I'm saying? And I was with my aunt like the whole time, like till I was like got on my own.
Sheesh. So talk about that a little bit more. How is your relationship now with your mom? Like, do you think you were able to look past, you know, some of the issues she had when you were growing up?
Yeah, I ain't never had no problem with her. I don't never hold nothing against her because I'm a father now, and I know how hard it is in this world.
That's a real man.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like she do her. You know what I'm saying? She tell us all the time. She grown. Like, don't worry about me. You know what I'm saying? But we be worried. But it's so much you can do for somebody, the help you can get them, and they just still gonna turn it down.
See, I feel like, to me, bro, it take a real man to be able to say what you just said, you know what I'm saying, to put his pride aside, you know, and still love somebody, you know, the way you love your mama and the way you support your mama, dog. That's a real man in my book, dog.
Yes, sir.
Any man that can do that, I really applaud you, bro. And that's why you're going to continue to get blessed, bro.
Yep. And that's why I think I'm blessed now.
Yeah, you real blessed, dog.
The things I've been through.
Right.
I don't look back on it. I always looking forward. 'Cause I got my young ones, man.
Yeah, you got
You know what
to.
I'm saying?
So how was that? How was that though? Was it a constant struggle as a kid? You know, you seen your mom going in and out of prison. You raised with your aunts. Did that have any impact on you? I know you said you're a father now, but you know, was that a struggle for you?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I ain't even know my aunt wasn't my mama until my mama got out of prison.
Wow.
I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't never go see her when she was in prison. And one day she had came around to my auntie house, which I call my mama too.
Right.
Just tripping.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, that's Byron, mama. They just going back and forth and shit
right.
like that. And she was like, this is my motherfucking baby. My aunt telling my mama, this is my motherfucking baby. So it just always be those constant battles. And then that's when I realized, I'm looking like, God damn, my mama.
Right.
But there is my mama now, you feel
Right.
me?
Right. She raised
But
you.
I ain't never know that though. But my aunt ain't never like, I grew up in the projects and stuff like that, but I wasn't missing the motherhood of a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She treated me like I was her her kids treated me like I was their little brother. You know what I'm saying? I used to be the one that's trailing my big brother around or my big sister around, which is my big cousin. But, yeah, they treated me like I was their little baby brother.
That's all right, man.
I mean, that's real, bro. Like, a lot of us deal with that, especially, you know, being born in the projects, you know, being born in those, you know, circumstances, you know. So I feel it, bro. Like, I got family members that go through that all the time. So I'm right there with you, my brother.
Only thing they got to do is just keep going.
That's
keep
it,
smiling.
man.
That's it.
Just let that motivate you, bro.
Yeah.
Just let that motivate you, man.
You keep going
so
and
you can
keep
build
smiling,
for the future, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So let's jump into, you know, going to college. I mean, playing high school ball, and then just getting recruited to go to college. Like, how did that work out for you?
My freshman year, I was at a school called Blake High School in Tampa, Florida. It's known like most all the inner city kids went to.
Right.
And I played quarterback. Believe it or not, I was on JV the first year. Then I got moved up to varsity after the 6 games was over with. And I finished out on varsity playing quarterback. And but throughout the high school season, football season, I was getting in trouble. And with fights and stuff with my neighborhood against another neighborhood. And the head coach couldn't stop me from getting suspended. And one day my mom was like, and my sister was like, you need to go to Robinson. That's where all of us graduated from anyways. That's another high school in Tampa, South Tampa. And I ended up transferring to Robinson after fall season, going into spring season. So I was able to play spring ball. I almost missed the deadline from when I transferred in to play spring ball that year, my freshman year. I ended up playing spring ball at Robinson High School that year. And we had like a lot of recruits there that year, like James Wilder. We had Mr. Florida, Quentin Williams, Andre Davis. He was a good receiver come out of Tampa. So it was a lot of scouts there. And I was at Robinson. That team was like 1-9 that year, that previous year. So I ended up going there, and we ended up playing Jefferson, and they just had won the state that year before, and I ended up getting off on them in the kickoff classic. It was my freshman year, and I switched to receiver.
Right.
I switched back to receiver, and then going to my sophomore year, I ended up putting up some good numbers as a sophomore and getting some looks. After my sophomore season was over, I was getting looks. Urban Meyer had done came to our school and was looking for me.
Right.
So what happened with that situation was I hadn't gotten in trouble with the law on the out the field.
You say, oh, man.
Yeah. I hadn't got on the field. got in trouble with the out the field stuff. With I was trying to dodge the trouble pass from leaving Blake.
Right.
When I went to Robinson, these like privileged kids. There ain't nothing against them, but they're like privileged kids.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm around the right people, you know what I'm saying, to get where I want to go in life.
Right.
It was football. That's the goal. And I ended up getting in trouble with a group of guys off the team and ended up getting kicked out my junior year. Like Urban Meyer done backed away. My head coach told them that I was on vacation the whole time I was in the juvenile detention center.
That's a true
story.
That's a
It's
vacation
true
now.
story.
It's a vacation.
It's a true story
It's a
now.
real vacation right there.
Yeah, it's a true story, but so I ended up kicked out, and when I ended up getting out, I had to go to adult school. Hillsborough County kicked me out of the public schools, so I missed my whole junior year, and that was gonna be my breakout year. My sophomore year, we went to state semifinals. We actually played Glade Central. That year we lost to them, then they ended up going to state game. And then next year they came back to us for the state semifinals again back in Tampa this time.
This
that
was
my
your junior year.
My junior year when I
you
missed.
couldn't play.
And the only thing they were missing, one person, and that was me. We lost that one. I come back my senior year, mostly everybody gone now. But we was all right. We ended up making the playoffs, and that's when I just took it to another level my senior year. I'm coming in out of adult school,
Right.
just get back in public school, and I was ended up getting recruited by Youngstown State and other schools too, but it really wouldn't even matter. And then I had offer from JUCOs. A couple of JUCOs wanted me, but I ain't had nobody that can tell me what's the JUCO route. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
until I got with Youngstown State receiver coach. His name Andre Coleman. And I called him back, and Eric Wolford was the head coach at the time at Youngstown State. And I told him, man, I ain't going to play ball. You know what I'm saying? At first, I told him I ain't want to play ball because I was all right. You know what I'm saying? I had done graduated and moved on from this football life. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I couldn't make it.
Right.
Going through
JUCO.
Yeah, JUCO or Youngstown State.
Right.
Which was D1AA. But I ain't know you can make it from all different levels.
Right.
So I actually got in JUCO.
Exactly.
Right.
They'll find you.
Yeah, they'll definitely find you.
They'll find you.
They'll definitely find you. So I had ended up waiting. I sat out of school 2 years, and I was still on probation from my juvenile.
Wow.
My juvenile pass, and one of my violations. I had a lot of violations, but I don't want to get into that. But
Nah, you ain't got to get into it.
Nah, don't go.
I had got a violation, and he was trying to send me to Florida State Prison. And my girl at the time, well, she's still my girl. She's the mother of my kids. Tiffany, she was like, man, you know you can go play football, right? I'm like, no the hell I can't.
Right.
She's like, yes, you can. You can go to junior college. They got football teams. Now, to remind you now, when I was just in high school, they just offered me. A lot of JUCOs just offered me.
Right.
And so I was like, man, let me call the coach from Youngstown State. So I ended up getting in contact with Eric Wolford. This time he was fired from Youngstown State. He ended up taking a position job at the 49ers. And he was like, man, you know, I got a buddy down there in Kansas, JUCO at Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. So he hooked me up with him, the head coach of Hutchinson. I sent him my highlight film, my high school highlight film. They go over it. They offered me a scholarship, but I was still on probation.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was I ended up getting off probation, but it was the season had already rolled around. So when the springtime came again, in the year that I was supposed to go to Hutch, they ended up telling me that it was too late and all that. So I called them back like, man, your boys ain't mess with me no more. And that's how I ended up at Butler JUCO, which I love Butler anyways. Right. Fuck Hutch.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way, man. Fuck Hutch, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lee.
But I end up going there, and Andre Coleman was the coach at Kansas State. And I said I always wanted to play for them guys. You know what I'm saying? Because
he was a real one.
Yeah, there was a real one. When I called them back 2 years later, they helped me get back in school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ended up playing at Butler 2 seasons at Butler. Ended up graduating with my AA degree at Butler. And I committed to K-State out the gate.
Just quick.
Out the gate.
Quick, yeah.
Even though other schools was coming, my head coach at Butler was like, man, you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm down. I'm down with K-State. I want to play for Andre Coleman. And
you're a real big guy on loyalty, I see.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I want to play for Andre Coleman. And I ended up signing my letter of intent to K-State.
Right.
And that's what made me go to K-State. Out of all the options I had, that's what made me pick K-State.
I just want to know when your book deal coming. Because, bruh, like,
yeah, but his story is crazy.
Yeah, you done overcame so much adversity, so many obstacles. And as you said earlier, like, you always smiling.
Yeah.
Right? You smile about everything. It don't matter. Of course, serious stuff, but you find the silver lining in that cloud, in that dark cloud, and you make the best out of that situation.
Yes, sir.
So, high school, juvie, you going through all these set years out, you set multiple years out, you get off probation, you go to JUCO, and now you at K-State. How was that transition, right, from all of the adversity to you not knowing, I can actually get to where I want to be, I can get to my goal,
my final goal,
through my final goal through a JUCO. How was that transition from being locked up to JUCO to now you at K-State, really about to realize that it's possible to reach your goal, your ultimate goal?
Man, when I first transferred in, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. My goal was to get a college degree and go and work in the workplace. And if I make it to NFL, if I had the opportunity,
say he back.
He back to seeing your Pringle. Yeah. Giving up football again.
Hey, listen,
Come
And
on,
listen, because
man.
I was thinking about my back, my past gonna carry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they don't mess with felons. That's
Right.
what I thought. The NFL didn't mess with felons.
Right.
But what happened was when we played that that spring game, I went for like 180 and like 2 tugs in less than a minute at K-State.
It was go time then.
It was go time then.
Yeah.
And then like, man, you can do it. Andre Coleman came and talked to me and said, man, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You big, you physical,
Fast.
and you can run. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never had no problem with like being physical, outrunning somebody, because I don't look back. If you ever notice, when I get the ball, I'm not looking back. I'm looking at the end zone.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, you said you grew up in the projects.
Yeah, I ain't
you ain't
looking-
running from a lot of fights. Nah,
Nah, hell no.
I just
Fuck
messing.
no.
That boy don't back down from that.
He ain't backing down from
Nah,
that.
I
And then
ain't
he gonna
backing-
smile after.
Yeah, I'm going to smile. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to smile, man. That's just how we growed up. But when I got there, though, it's just like I knew Bill Snyder had a script program.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I never got in trouble at Butler. I always was on time. I always went to class. I always got good grades. I never had to go to study hall or get in trouble for not going to study hall. And when I got to K-State, the same principles and structure they ran at Butler was at K-State, but a little more straight line.
Right.
And I was never the problem child anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I just used to get off the line a little bit, but I come back on and straighten up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, I never gave Bill Snyder no problem. I never gave Andre Coleman no problem. I always wanted to be like a fly on the wall. He on the team, but you'll never hear him say a word. You'll never see him getting in trouble in the classroom, getting a D. You know what I'm saying? Talking back to anybody.
Right.
Because my aunt raised me right well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? So I always abide by that. Like, you respect your elders. Now, it's anybody my age, you might get a little disrespected, but it's all good though. It's all love at the end. But
That's all it is, huh?
yeah.
That's
So
real.
when I got there, it was just a blessing to play there, because the NFL, they know how Bill Snyder run his program.
He's a legend. He definitely a legend.
And I think that really helped me getting a shot to even play in the NFL, get those free agent calls. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew it was real, man. And Andre Coleman sat me down and told me that, like, man, look, you could have went anywhere you wanted to play coming out of JUCO, but here it's a foundation, and they know how this program ran. They know it's a script program, so your past gonna get overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't believe him at first. I promise you, I ain't believe him at first. If I said I was, I'd be telling you a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got them calls, man, I'm like, this motherfucker was for sure. He was for real about that.
Yeah.
Like, coming out of Bill Snyder, you got motherfucking Jordan Nelson, you got Tyler Lockett coming out of there.
Yeah.
You got Brandon Banks that came out of there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man,
He ain't steer you wrong. Like,
Yeah.
he ain't steer you wrong in high school. He didn't steer you wrong in college.
mm-hmm.
You know, so let's continue to touch on that. Let's continue to touch on, going into the draft, I mean, let's assume that you thought you was getting drafted, because everybody think that they're good enough to get drafted. And when you didn't get drafted, how did that make you feel? Like, how did that fuel you even more to make a roster and prove all 32 teams wrong?
Man,
Because
I just wanted to put that NFL logo, a shield on over my shoulders, man. When I had got that opportunity to go play in Kansas City,
right,
it was other teams called like Dallas, the 49ers. I had took a 30 visit to the 49ers, and everybody around there loved me, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But I wasn't going there. Once I took that 30 visit, and then they called me like as the draft going, telling me they're gonna get me, then they didn't. So when they called the free agency, you ain't getting me. I don't care if I ain't got no job. You feel me? I'd rather go work at Publix.
That's that loyalty.
see, he's a big guy on loyalty.
That's that loyalty.
Big guy
That's
on
real.
loyalty. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So when I had that chance to go to Kansas City, out of Kansas City and the Cowboys, I'm like, man, I just came from K-State. Well, I went to JUCO in Kansas. I went to a university in Kansas, why not just go to Kansas City and play for Coach Andy Reid?
You're already familiar
You know
with
what
the
I'm saying?
territory, right?
And then the first thing I thought about when he brought Michael Vick back, you know what I'm saying, after his situation. So I'm like, man, it can be kind of like the same thing. And that would made me actually focus on Kansas City more. And then I ended up signing to Kansas City. And when we get in rookie mini camp, they kept calling, Coach Reid kept calling me K-State. K-State. And I ain't gonna lie, they had my ass running like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. That's how I be though. Like when they bring in guys that they really believe in, they gonna work the shit out of you.
Yeah, and see what you break or fold. And the only thing is be hot, but I'm so used to the Florida heat because that's how I like to work out.
Yeah,
I be smiling from the one side of the end zone, the other side. Everybody be bent over tired, and I just start smiling. Like even though I'm tired too, I just be smiling.
Got to, bro. You gotta show them.
Yeah.
No weaknesses.
I ain't gonna never fold.
So for one, you look like Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah,
Just want to make sure you know.
Man, he look like me. I'm older than
Oh, yeah, you older than him. Bobby Shmurda, your twin.
Yeah, I'm older than him.
That's first and foremost. But I like to hit on your background because I think it's a message and everything you've been through. It shows that, you know, everybody's human. Everybody, you make mistakes. But it's all about how you respond to those mistakes and that adversity, right? As long as you don't stay down, you get back up and you keep moving forward.
Right.
It seems like a situation that I hope society starts to take notice, that holding someone's past against them, like that's not the way to go about it, right?
Hell nah.
The way to go about it is get to know that young man.
Right.
You understand, find out who he is, understand his walk in life, and see who he is today, not who the person he was when he was 17, 18 years old.
It's hard for people to do that, though. People are lazy.
I
People
was
don't want to do the
16
work.
too at the time.
See, 16, you were a kid.
I was a baby.
Right? And I think a lot of people, they overlook the fact in the theme of a product of your environment, right? But people don't understand that just because you're a product of your environment doesn't mean you have to continually reflect and give off the image of the environment in which you were raised in. Because I know we don't, and we know you don't. So I say that to transition into your interview, because the NFL teams, they do interviews, right? Yes, they sit down with you. What was your mindset going into that interview after you've seen continuously, damn, like these people really do forgive, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you approach that interview? Like, were you nervous? Did you think, oh hell, my past it's finna stop me? I done got this close again, because you smile all the time, so you know you're blessed. Yes, I'm this close. Is my past going to affect this and stop me from moving forward? I'm one step away from it.
You know what? When I was doing them interviews, because I got invited to the combine after playing in the Senior Reese's Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get to the combine, and then I got all these teams set up with interviews, and it'd be like the GM, just like the owner and the head coach. Like, I just knew that, like, man, I'm all right as far as getting into the league.
Right.
But when they ask me questions, I'm like, man, how the hell you know this? You know what I'm saying?
They gonna do their homework.
They already
do their homework.
They already did their homework. And me, I'm not finna lie. I'm gonna tell them straight up.
Right.
Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that.
You got to.
Right.
But it's either you take me or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wasn't really nervous on that aspect. I was just nervous about, like, if I'm gonna get drafted or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was just smiling, man. Like you say, you don't smile. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, like after certain answers, they're like,
Right.
But I'm like, bro, I was a baby.
Right.
Some of them came to me and say, man, we knew you was a child. Is that past you? Right. How we know that you're not gonna get in our club and do the same thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, man, if I want to do the same thing, I would have did that when I was at Butler,
Right.
or when I was at K-State.
Right.
You know, I'm changed, bro.
Right.
I ain't getting in trouble. I'm on a Big 12 honor roll and everything.
Right. I done showed y'all 4 years straight of complete honor roll student. 4 years straight.
And I got a degree.
There you go.
K-State. That's crazy, man.
And I got a degree, so I really wasn't nervous or anything when they asked me the questions. I'm bringing something to back me up when they ask. Yeah, man, if I wanted to get in trouble, bro, I would have got in trouble this moment, that moment. And ain't too many people that have been in trouble gonna go back and do all their schoolwork
Right.
Be on a collegiate level,
Right.
honor roll, Big
Right.
12 honor roll.
Yeah, that's real.
Like every year I was at K-State.
Right.
Come on, man. So that's why I really wasn't even worried about that part.
Gotcha.
So when you did, finally make the big decision on which team, you wanted to go to, which was the Chiefs, who was the one person, really trying to get you there? Like, who was the main person like you was talking to on the phone and stuff like that?
At first I had talked to I talked to the GM first, and I was like, man, I'm gonna call you back because all the
Talking
calls.
about John Dorsey?
I don't remember which one it was, but I remember the last person that called me was Coach Reed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he called me, and he like, man, we really want you here. We know you're a K-State player down the street, and basically like the fans from K-State is
Kansas City
fans, and I was all right at Kansas State, so I know the fans gonna just follow me up the road,
Right.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, man, he right.
Yeah.
That's a good business move because the fans gonna gravitate where Byron Pringle at if he ain't on the field, and then they done seen me play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I chose Kansas City, and Coach Reed was the big reason why I chose Kansas City.
Well, you made the right decision, man. Coach Reed is arguably one of the best coaches in NFL history, dog. And he's also a great coach, outside of just playing football. I've had a chance to play for him for 6 years, and I got to say every time, I needed him or needed to just talk to him, like late at night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or whatever the case may be about a situation I had going on. Even when it was rough or it didn't fit the team's whatever, he talked to me and he gave me some real advice, and that's what I will say about that.
Yeah.
Obviously we had our differences, but for the most part, I will say, he's a great coach.
Yes, sir.
So having that legendary coach call you, right? Was that intimidating? Because again, we know you were smiling.
Yeah.
But was you know he was cheesing
on that phone hard.
You know he was
32.
cheesing. But was it an intimidating phone call? Like, yeah, it's surreal, but having that legendary coach give you a call like, hey, man, we want you to come out. We know you're a K-State guy. We want you to come play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man, bro. I don't even know how. I was like so shocked that he even actually got on the phone.
Right.
And I'm like, man, God damn. I got to go to Kansas City.
Because you put him on hold at first, right? You told him I'll call y'all back, bro.
Yeah, I told him I'd call y'all back because my agent was like, man, some more teams calling. Some more teams. I'm like, man, you only got about like 10 minutes. The roster going to fill up.
10 minutes? Ooh.
I'm like, man.
In that 10 minutes, Andy Reid called.
And I'm like, man, I'm going to Kansas City. No other head coach ain't called me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm going to Kansas City, man.
That's real.
But it was definitely one of them feeling like, man, God done sent me a motherfucking blessing.
Yeah.
I had to go take it.
So you want to speak on, okay, you make the big decision on going to Kansas City, so you want to talk about your first year or just, being able to see how things are in the Chiefs organization. Did you see similarities from Bill Snyder's program and then going to Andy Reid's program? Like, did you see similarities? Obviously,
The thing about I like the similarities I seen was the discipline on the field and when I transitioned from K-State to Kansas City, like everybody helped each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't finna say, "Hey man, you got this route, you had to run this route," like give you the wrong route. You know what I'm saying? So in Kansas State, you got to do that. We got to communicate first and foremost. Oh yeah. And basically like how he ran the structure, like everything was timed, like on schedule, everything. And Bill Snyder, sometimes he'll start the meeting 15 minutes before on purpose to see as people get there. The Bill, yeah.
Bro wasn't playing.
It's just called cat time, something like that. But so that's why I used to be in the meetings kind of early, even though Coach Reed ain't never started them that early.
Yeah.
But I just always try to be early and just be on time to show that I'm here to learn and here to play.
You know what they say in football, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You never know when when the meeting gonna start.
You never know.
So how was your time there? You spent some time in Kansas City. You played. Whenever you got drafted, whenever they picked you up, you went on special teams. How was that transition from special teams to wide receiver?
Oh man, I'm gonna go opposite.
Well, we already know you played wide receiver before, but they just drafted you in special team.
Yeah, because this is my first time ever playing. Now I say I played returner at Kansas State and just receiver.
Right.
I never played no gunner.
Right.
I never been on kickoff.
Right.
Never been on kickoff or a gunner. And never hold up nobody on punt return because I always was the return man, even from high school. And so it was like something new to me. And I'm like, man, at the gunner rep, I'm like, man, when I was watching it, we had to do Marcus Kemp. I was like, man, Kemp killing him.
That boy Kemp know what he doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, I just used to watch. I just sit back and analyze everything. And I always took the gunner rep as like a fight, like a one-on-one fight. If you one-on-one, you're not going to stop me from getting down.
Right.
2, I got some problem. You know what I'm saying? So I always took everything like just don't let my man touch the returner. Or if it's 2 people trying to vice me up on when I'm at the gunner rep, beat their ass. Kickoff, I couldn't tackle. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I can't tackle. I'm just gonna go down there and slow you down. I'm like a little speed bump in the road. I'm gonna just slow you down for the.
They gonna be the first one down.
The three used to get you or something.
Right.
I mean, yeah. So I always just try to slow them down. Just always be the first one down, like 10 said, and just take every opportunity I had and just play it hard because special teams ain't that many plays in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I know me, I'm gonna be in shape. I'm gonna run hard every motherfucking play, and that's what I did. My first year, my second year when I got in, and when my name was called, like if 10 of them needed like a break here and there, 7 of them need a break, I just know I got to be on my shit.
Right.
Because you never know when Pat, you know what I'm saying? So.
But the thing is, though, like what people don't know about special team is you do not want to be on that film following the game because everybody on special team is watching and the coach is going through it play by play, picking out players. If you suck, he will say your name out loud and say, you fucking suck. Do better.
Right.
Like, he'll real life say that. And, like, as a man, like, you like, God damn, he really just said that in front of all these dudes. So you don't want to look bad on film, bro.
Right.
Like, as a special team player, because I've been there. You know, I know Pringle, he was out there playing hard. He trying to be the last name that the coach called.
Yeah.
You feel me? So.
And we had this port system. And I ain't want to be at the bottom. Yeah. I ain't want to be at the bottom of the point system. I want to be somewhere in the top tier.
You got a point system too. I forgot about that.
Did you ever hit the bottom of the point system?
No, sir.
Always top what? Top 5?
I was up in the ranking.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
So you gave blood, sweat, tears. You know, you basically gave everything you had to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, showed up on time, no complaints, no excuses. How hard was it for you to leave Kansas City Chiefs and go into this new space with the Chicago Bears? How hard was that? You know, after everything you done gave the Kansas City Chiefs.
Man, it was hard. At first I'm like, man, I hope I get re-signed back to Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
But then I know it's a business deal at the end of the day. So I always wasn't that like upset about the situation because one door's closed, another one open.
There you go.
Another one open. And when the Chicago Bears called and my agent was able to work out a deal with them, something I know that I feel comfortable with like doing, accomplish. I said it's time to go, and we went back to Kansas City with the deal, and they were like basically saying thank you, Byron Pringle, and
that's all they said. Thank you.
They can give you a watch or like a party.
How long? Time out.
Thank you for your service. You're dismissed. Like,
nah,
what?
They
gave
basically
you a
told
postcard.
Yes.
Yeah. They gave me a card. They gave me a card.
You playing? No. Like For real, like a farewell card. They gave you a farewell card?
Yeah, they did. They sent it to me.
I didn't get no card.
They sent me a card.
Hey,
They sent me a card.
I better get a card in the mail tomorrow.
Yeah, I got me a card.
With the Hallmark?
Huh?
Hallmark?
Yes, sir. It was Hallmark
There you go.
with a Kansas City logo on the top.
That's crazy, bro. It's crazy for me though, because I really thought the Kansas City Chiefs was gonna re-sign you, bro. Because you know, for me, you know, I seen you when you came in, bro. You worked hard, exactly like you said. No excuses, no complaints. You showed up to everything on time. You did exactly what was asked of you every single day, and you put in the work, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you never complained once. At least I didn't. I never seen you complain.
Oh no.
And the coach never told me, you know, because I was a leader of our room, and he never said, "Hey, this Byron Pringle dude, he complained every day." He was like, "Bro, Pringle work his ass off, dog." And I'm like, "Bro, he gonna get exactly what he deserved," you know. But like you say, if one door closed, another one gonna open, dog.
Yep.
And that's a good mindset to have. And
You know,
I know
it's
you're gonna keep working.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep working.
You know, it's funny. And I don't know if you remember this, Reek. We was texting after one game, and you said my dog Pringle got to get more reps, bro.
Come on.
Dead
I
ass serious.
I used to always say that.
He told you the same
He
thing
used to
too.
say it in the meetings.
I used to say that in the
Yeah.
meetings. I used to say it to the meetings. I used to tell my coach. He used to call me in the office and be like, "All right, Reek, who do you want to play with?" I used to just flat out lay it out. Like, I love everybody in this room. No hard feelings, man. But if I'm going to war with somebody and I know somebody who ain't gonna complain, Pringle, he ain't gonna complain, bro. Like, he just gonna stand there. He gonna go to war with you.
And you know, it's so crazy. One time the coach texted me and said, "Come in my office early." I'm thinking I'm in trouble. I'm like, man, I know I ain't did shit. I had one and got me some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I'm like, man. And I text him because he's the G. Lou, and then I'm like, man, you want some coffee? Like, nah, I'm
Bro, trying to
straight
butter him up.
Yeah, I'm like, man,
Trying to butter him up.
and he was like, man, Tyreek, man, he told me some good things about you, man. He really wants you on the field with him playing. And then next thing you know, like 2 days later, Tyreek saying it in the meeting. I'm like, because at first I ain't never even asked Tyreek about it. This is my first time even bringing it up. And at first I thought he was bullshitting me, but nah, he was telling the truth. Tyreek ended up sending it like 2 days later in the meeting room.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, "Coach, man, we just need to have a rotation of 4 guys. Don't let nobody else play. Me, Pringle, D-Rob, Cole. Like, don't let nobody else play. Like, after that, just."
But it's crazy because it comes full circle. Like, so you know he said it, like, because me and you ain't never had a conversation about that.
Yeah.
Like, I vividly remember that conversation. He's like, bro, they got to get my dog more snaps. Like, bro is really an animal on this field. Like,
really
too
is,
explosive.
bro.
Like, he really got to get more snaps on this field.
Yeah.
But nah, that's so. I want to go back to this Hallmark card. What did it say? Like they gave you a card. Like,
Basically saying thank you for the years playing at this club, and we wish you nothing but success on your next chapter, like career.
I don't know.
It's all love, man.
Yeah, definitely.
all love,
It's
dog.
not a shot at him. I'm just thinking that it would be more considering what you brought to the team. Now, it's not a shot at KC, so Chiefs Kingdom.
It should be a shot because I didn't get a card. I still have
Please,
yet
let's
to
not
get a
do it.
card.
But Tyreek still, you want your card.
I do want my Hallmark card. At least so I can be remembered by it, at least by something.
Right.
You know, so now let's transition to playing with the Chicago Bears. You've had the opportunity to play with, well, at least see Justin Fields throw. And you already know what 1-5 can do, Pat Mahomes. If you could give us a brief answer, who's more accurate?
Let me do this.
Oh, okay.
Let me swear him in first. Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Well,
Who's more accurate? Patrick Mahomes, 2 p.m., or Justin Fields?
man, they both throw it in there. I'm going to get it, man.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
They,
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it, man. I'm going to get the ball.
That's his answer.
That's your answer. We got to take that,
Gotta
man.
take it.
We got to take it. So what do you think the breakdown was? Like, you know what you brought to the table. everyone knows what you brought to the table. Do you think it was a breakdown or just a situation where they were just trying to move on in a different direction because they signed some more people? Do you feel like, hey man, y'all could have gave me that bread?
I don't know. I think honestly, they probably just trying to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Probably bring some new guys in.
Mm-hmm.
Speed and size.
Mm-hmm.
But
They dumped our ass.
Yeah, they dumped us.
They broke up with us, bro.
They left us.
They left us.
But
That's what they do, bro. Like that's what they do.
but it's just a business, though.
Yeah, it's a business.
It's just a business.
It's a business. It's crazy because with it being a business, it's almost like, you know, and of course it's still the normal workforce, right? They can fire you, but they don't want you to quit.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying you quit, but if you take a different deal, and a lot of people here is like, oh well, you quit on us.
If you take
right?
a promotion elsewhere,
Right. If you take a promotion to another company, so to say,
crazy.
it's a problem, right? And this is not a shot at, you know, any specific team. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just the business, right?
Yeah.
But if you choose to, you know, hey, I like this promotion, I'm gonna go work for this company.
work for this company.
Thank you for the promotion, as opposed to, hey, bro, you can go seek new employment. It's a difference, right? So when the players, from what I'm seeing, is when the players choose to take that promotion, that job transfer, stuff gets murky, right? It's like, oh, you quit on us, you didn't want to do this, you didn't want to do that. Man. But then when they send you over to another job, everything's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like with that situation being said, like they feel like you owe them loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
but none is owed from the other end, because loyalty is a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
It's 50-50 thing, baby.
50-50 thing. That's what I think. But like, if a promotion come along, all the things that if you can't match it, I feel like it's only right that you just take the promotion.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But if not, if you don't want me to go, match it.
Cause I want to stay.
I want to stay, baby.
Right.
I'm invested. I want to be invested here, bro. Like,
right.
I want to stay, baby.
Right.
But hey, I just think if people feel like you owe them loyalty, and then I just feel like it's basically about loyalty.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people got to understand, like, this is a once in a lifetime job.
Yeah.
Right. We'll never get this opportunity again in our life to make money like this, or be able to like set our families up the way we are able to set our families up, man. So we got to take full advantage of just everything, bro.
For sure.
And like the average years of playing in the NFL was like 2 or 3 years.
It's 2 or 3 years, bro. It's short. So the span is short.
And then like Tyreek been in the league more than me. But I've been in there 5 years, going on 5 years. One on IR, and then 3 playing. But I seen so many people come in and out of that building.
Right.
It's crazy, bro.
Right.
It's like, man, it's just like, whoa. Like, damn, we just in meetings. I even got cut once. You remember, Tim? I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember.
After the Jacksonville game, the year that we won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
They cut you after the game.
That was my lowest, let me rephrase that. That was my lowest production game.
But they cut you right after the game.
They cut me. Well, that next week, and they brought me back.
How soon before they brought you back?
Nah, they brought me back the next day.
That's
and
how it works.
And I ended up playing that Sunday though.
So I never understood why they cut players immediately after games and then they bring them back the following day. I believe it has to do something with like contract situation stuff. So they don't got to pay them like all the guarantee. I don't know though.
You lost money as a result of that cut?
Nah, because at first I was active, right?
Right.
I made the 53. I was special teams player. I made it, and then they brought me back as a practice squad player. But I played in the games. But I still got the same check I played when I played in Jacksonville, when we played at the Raiders. And I ain't never, after that moment right there, I'm like, every motherfucker on special team gonna feel me. I can't get cut no more. I need.
You think that could have been a mind game to bring that edge back to you? Like, all right, you had a low production day, cut him, make him feel it a little bit, bring him back, let him know, we can get you up out of here. So we need that same edge.
They was moving the roster
you been
around.
playing with. Okay,
they brought me in and showed me like, man, you ain't did nothing wrong. It's just that like we need more players over here.
That's
and
how
we got to let you go, but we'll bring you back on practice squad.
that's how
And I end up playing because it was like lower receivers that week, and I end up playing, and I ain't come back off that motherfucker.
he said he never getting cut.
They ain't playing with you no more.
I ain't never coming back off that motherfucker. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope though, man.
Yeah, that's real dope, man. So you want to talk about, you want to go into, goals for the Chicago Bears, goals for yourself, because I feel like everybody got to set goals, individual goals for themselves,
Man, my goals this year, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to get me some yak, man. I got to go back to that old Pringle.
You got to get drunk off the yak.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go back to that old Pringle, man. I'm trying to get me some yak.
There you go.
Give me some shout and let me do it the rest with it.
There you go.
Feel me?
Explain to people what that is, though. A lot of people ain't gonna catch that,
Yards after the catch.
We don't want nobody to think, he trying to drink.
Oh, no, I don't drink, baby. I don't drink.
He trying to drink.
I don't drink.
I say getting drunk off the yak. Yeah. Getting drunk
Right.
off
Yeah, I
the
don't
yak.
drink.
So,
So, yards after the catch, like being physical, being able to outrun you, run through you, and make you miss, and put them up right there.
yeah.
Like my boy doing right now. Put them up, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I want to be in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. There you go.
I want to be in the Pro Bowl, bro. I broke a record in Kansas State on the collegiate level. I ain't never break no record on the professional level. So I want to break a record some way, somehow.
There you go, bro.
That's another goal of mine, and I want to be in the Pro Bowl.
There you go. You heard it, Chicago Bears fan. My man want to go to the Pro Bowl. Obviously, he want to win a Super Bowl. That's given right there. He wouldn't be putting in the work he putting in now. Trying to help his team get to where they want to go. So, Pro Bowl, he want to run somebody over. He clearly said that. And win the Super Bowl, man.
So, through everything you've been through, like, if you could look back, what would you tell your younger self from where you are now, today, to where you were then? That 16-year-old kid or that 12-year-old kid that started going down the wrong path. What would you tell that kid?
Oh man, that's a good one.
Or any kid that's headed down that path.
Oh man, don't give up. Don't think it's over, because it ain't over. Nobody, only person closest door on yourself is you. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I tell my young self. Don't close the door on yourself. Even though I closed the door so many times on myself, I had other people reopen it for me. You feel me? And ain't no excuses, ain't no complaints. You know what I'm saying? Like if something bad happened, it's always a way out. Will is a motherfucking way. That's something I always believed in. And keep going. Nobody don't write your script for you. Nobody don't help you feed you. Nobody don't wipe your, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, keep going, bro. Ain't no man, even my son, bro. I tell him, I ain't finna close the door for you. You close that door on your damn self, you may not be able to come back out that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You keep going, bro. And if you gonna have people pulling, saying this, saying that, fuck what they got going on. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because they ain't doing that. They just some people behind the internet, somebody that ain't
Some
doing
trolls,
shit.
internet
You know what I'm saying?
trolls.
We got the same 24 motherfucking hours, different shot clock.
Right.
And what you do between that period of time, gonna make you a better man the next day. You do it. You know what I'm saying? You set up a goal. You keep knocking. Whatever your goal is, you set motherfucking things up to reach your goal. You keep scratching them bitches off till you reach it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you do that, bro, I promise you'll be successful. And don't worry about no outsiders. And don't worry about nobody pulling at you, not in your family. You know what I'm saying? Your dog can be talking crazy about you. Fuck him. Your motherfucking girl can be talking bad about you. Fuck him. You feel me?
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Keep going, bro. Only people that can get to me is my boys. And they ain't even gonna get to me because I'm gonna laugh at these.
You just gonna smile at them.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That is all, man. So what I took from that was, it's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Yeah.
Always battle through adversity because that's not who we are at the moment. It's about who we become in the end. So, Pringle, man, I really applaud you, dog. I appreciate you as a brother outside of playing football. You are that dude. Don't let nobody tell you you not, bro. I believe in you. I know the Chicago Bears believe in you.
Yeah.
Their whole fan base believe in you. And you're going to turn that city up, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you
you're
already
gonna
know
be you're going to be the reason why the culture change in Chicago, bro. If you keep that same mindset you got, bro.
You already know it.
You know, keep being a good father, keep being a good teammate, and keep being a leader, dog. Yes. You know, because at the end of the day, we all we got. And we our own dynasty, bro. So
yes, sir.
It needed to be said, crew. Thank y'all so much for joining in, man.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was so much fun. We had a chance to sit on with Super Bowl champion Byron Pringle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Julius,
Man.
what you got to say, man?
No, man, I applaud you, dude. Like, your story is going to be so inspirational. It is inspirational to not just the kids, but to us. Yeah. You know, so we definitely appreciate you stopping through. And don't think that, you know, your story is definitely going to go over people's heads. It's not, because it resonates with so many youth, inner city youth, even people in smaller towns. It resonates with them. Like we said, we come from a part where, you know, you really don't get that many options, right? You don't even when you look at sports, you don't get that many
right
recruiters to come out, right? So it's like you said, just keep going, man. Just they can close the door. They can't even close the door. You can only close it on yourself.
You only can.
And if you don't know, ask, because if you don't do something, it's an automatic failure anyway if you never try. So, no, man, we appreciate you, dude. It needed to be said, crew. We all appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man.
That being said, we're going to close. Make sure you get your Soul Runner gear, and we out. Appreciate it. Love.
Face the fear.
Face the fear, baby.
Face the fear.
Hey, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degree.